HP the Bloodseeker really does have because of his build in comparison to the Wraith King. Skiter is a bit fragile.
And comparable armor, you know, considering obviously the Wraith King has an AC himself.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, one's the IG, one is strength, but still, you know, yeah, very, very tanky. Golems. Now, definitely you can feel that they're being a lot more careful with how they go about making the moves, especially with 9 really being as close as he is to his next item. 33 minutes gold and spent. Gonna feel too tempted to try and force something, and they've got to be prepared. The Secret's on the hunt.
All of them on the high ground here. Skiter is getting close to 25, that big power spike for the Wraith King. And they're actually gonna smoke themselves. Fata gonna blast the mid wave. This is gonna reveal where he is. Puppey's gonna see him. And he blinks upwards, so now they have maybe a slight read of where that smoke is. So you know that he posted.
It's a big wraparound from Mudgolems.
It's high ground advantage. And now with this ward that they have on their own defensive side of their ancients, they will see all of Secret. YapzOr will scout that. He goes up to tight remnants.
Oh, they're in actually.
Jump in though.
They managed to find the jump straight away onto Nisha. The Bashes as well. The arena timing not quite there though. Nisha still has to find the BKB, but it doesn't matter. They're in on top of him, and Nisha's down for 100. Over towards the side of the goal line. Looking down the two of the Bashes. BKB. There's the Ravage Shazai again. Tagging pretty much the majority of Mudgolems. YapzOr trying to get in to help clean this up, but 9's still alive. They couldn't quite finish off the Grimstroke. 9's able to cut them out. Over to the side, 33 pushing back MATUMBAMAN. YapzOr trying to finish off Skiter the one. He can't quite do so. Skiter jumps back across, finishes off the kill with a big old crit, takes down YapzOr. He slides down the help side onto 33. Killing off 2-5 here, but Skiter's got that second life. He's ready for round 2. BKB of course still a call out from MATUMBAMAN, but he's got some damage. Turns over with Biver, but it's not enough. Time is bought for Biver to put the snowball. Biver's walking away. He's going to be able to live. They can't quite finish him off. Biver will survive. Zai goes for a TP out. He'll make it away. Nothing to cancel it. But Mudgolems coming back in and able to come out on top of this fight yet again. This time being able to sort of split Secret up in a way where even with a solid Ravage from Zai, Secret just couldn't get the kills done this time.
I mean, they lost Nisha before the fight even started, right? That ward in particular coming into play, right? Just seeing all of Secret there. Skiter just picks and chooses how he wants to go. I think he gets a bash, and then they get the ink swell stun. They almost killed him 100-0 before he got any type of reaction. That was Secret fully on the back foot there, and Skiter just wailing on everybody freely. And now also level 25 with that beautiful 2-stun. And also DD has spawned.
And just 100 gold off the full pistol. It's there.
Oh boy.
Dire's top tower.
And he's got the, you know, the dream of not having to use boots, as he did have the spider legs as well in that last one.
Yeah, true. And Roshan, also about to spawn. I mean, everything looking pretty Mudgolems right now.
Dire's top tower is falling.
MATUMBAMAN for 15 seconds, no Ravage.
They're actually looking to hunt up to YapzOr walking over for a second. We'll push them out of the pit for a moment, but then they'll go back to Matu. For a second. Matu will take the time.
This rush kill will give the money for 9 to finish off his agony. That done. And actually 9 to be the one to take the Aegis. Well, you know, as we've seen, Skiter, he's already got the reincarnation, and yeah, 9's the one they're trying to focus for the easy kill. And now, even if they get it, 9's going to still be very likely able to get off his full tool set in the fight. Now this replay early this fight. Both teams, as we saw, smoked up pretty much for the entire duration of the smokes until they wore off, and just that move, very fast move, that opportunity they take immediately, seeing that chance to get on top of Nisha just to start the fight off, and you can see it's just started to fall apart a little bit for Secret. Zai gets this big Ravage, but they just can't quite lock down a hero. They're a core out already very early on, and the damage to take down the cores of Mudgolems isn't there.
Yeah, they're missing their big punch. Matu, his damage is more about this gradual, oh my god, wait a minute, we're all dying, and now this
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is the one about the big combo. The Ravage, the Sanities, take out a hero almost right away.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Pretty comfortable spot here with this Wraith King, just Skiter, and absolutely This isn't a game though where I feel like the Dark Portrait in particular, it's not some like, oh my god, he's versus a Luna or versus a Morphling or a PL where it's just this super game changer. Felt like he wanted to have some type of item he could fit. The Bloodseeker's okay, but it's not one of those kings. Can be. Look at this rainbow TP though.
Everybody's going up to the top outpost. Quick moves from Mudgolems.
The flesh stretch.
And they're going to be able to get the jump. At least onto YapzOr. They're Fata Nisha trying to help out with an Astral. He himself having to use the BKB to get out. Will do so. But the attempt in Astral not enough to save YapzOr's life, as YapzOr still ends up going down.
9 get himself a nice timeless relic also for this Grimstroke. Probably one of the best items you could pick up for him. So much control and so much damage he's going to be dealing in the fight too. Secret, it really does still feel like it's so much pressure. Just it's all on Zai. Protect these big cores that Nisha and that MATUMBAMAN getting brought down.
He's had enough.
He's had enough.
He's had enough. Like guys, what? We're not stopping him.
No, he's got the action down. He's actually gonna do what Kyle was talking about. He's gonna ice vortex all the waves, right?
Did he? No. I don't think he even used it. No, he didn't even use it. He didn't even use it. He just had enough.
Sorry, Kyle.
God, mine is truly a blessed life.
Stop.
I mean, I imagine that the BKBs from Secret's cores are probably quite low.
Seconds on the OD and 6 seconds as well on Bloodseeker. And we did hit 40 minutes, and double outposts were still claimed by Mudgolems, so even more XP going their way. 10,000 XP lead, about 3k gold lead, 4k gold lead now. And just getting, I mean, they're starting to get these big items too. I mean, M33 is going to start preventing a lot of damage coming out. They've got a Halberd on him, and they've got, you know, Soulbind too, so I mean, it's double Halberd plays, just Halberd in general versus those. Yeah, Secret really on the back foot here this game.
Yeah, they were still on the graph, able to slow it down a little bit earlier, but
Radiant are scanning.
In that position, back in their favor, and so far ahead of anyone else. This really showcasing, you know, one of the reasons why this carry is pretty fit. Wraith being a very, very solid hero in this patch, and Skiter's playing it pretty perfectly here.
Yeah, and I think we've already seen this fourth game. I think it's Toddle has been in or banned pretty much all of the games that we've seen too. I think this is a hero that's really going to show a lot of play. Just the fact that you can just move the map around constantly. It's such a low cooldown. Bared form. 55-second duration, 70-second cooldown. You can just always keep recalling people. It's always threatening at all fronts.
Secret very much just playing inside of their base. They're going to be keeping track of that timer on the Aegis. And, it's coming close to an end. 30 seconds left on that for 9. 9. The portrait to scout things out on the high ground. Sure that Secret's all kept up there, and they are. All waiting on the high ground for the next move to be made. His next time done. Yeah, Nisha has been finished.
Ooh, they went for him.
They did.
3 BKB pop right there.
And maybe a chance to turn things around. Yeah, Astral set him onto Skiter. And they do what they'll want.
Too.
They'll get him. That's the main part. Comes in the rabbit. But Skiter's up. Ready to go for round 2. Heads over one of the backblinds. Trying to get on top of Nisha. Now to step over one to the map. It's still on the OD. You will follow their point. They take down Nisha. But they've lost both Skiter and 9. The rest of Mudgolems, they've just got to try and retreat. These two cores down, they don't really have much else to offer. Biver trying to blink himself away, or maybe even back into the action. He's going over the horse, the match is over. The bashes, they'll take him out. The Secret will hold. Yeah, working to that timing, the Aegis are gone. Skiter just positioned a little too far forward there. Secret sees the opportunity to take it down rather quickly the first time as well. I don't think Skiter quite expected to fall as fast as he did. Just unable to get really that far away from Secret's high ground. The Secret were very easily able to initiate a second time with that move from Zai.
Yeah, that was actually a really heads up. I was definitely Zai rather than waiting for the Reincarnate to kind of start coming back, he saw 9. He sees the Grimstroke, and that's blood. He just jumps right on top of this Grimstroke, goes home in no time. He did still get his portrait out. That's actually what ended up being. He got the portrait of Bloodseeker and DOE focusing on him, but they got the big fight. And that was a very unfortunate time for Mudgolems to really look to jump into the base, go for the kill, really as the Aegis timed out. Couldn't have asked for better for Seeker.
True. Track of those little timings.
And now, I mean, YapzOr, he's been a little bit quietly on the sideline this game. Now he's actually got an item that impacts massively. He's got the Aghanims himself, too, so double Aeoli Silence will really start to mess things up. Maybe he's
Radiant
taking down.
structures are fortified.
Can't make those type of mistakes. Will hurt. And now with all that downtime, you know, the Ravage was used way earlier, but because of how long these heroes are dead now, to 26 plus, some of that on the Wraith, that Ravage is back up in 20 seconds. I don't think they're going to be able to take advantage of the time that it is down. Skiter's looking for something, but let's see if he's able to find it. I mean, the remnants are all down for Final Vision.
The storm likes to swing.
This is a hard move to make from Secret. The smoke. Mudgolems are all up here on the high ground.
Radiant are scanning.
Scan comes out as well. They know Secret's over there. The ice shot. Skiter steps forward. Easily got upon Skiter. He's going to go down. First jump across sides him with the Ravage. Getting back and put the BKB. Draws himself up and now. Massive turning towards him and he's out and ready to take him down. 33 will fall. The arena has been dropped. Matu being held in it, and that does mean that Skiter's able to step away. 33 buys back. Is there going to be any attempt from them to get back in on this fight? Mudgolems, they're trying to chase. Fata's in. So Brian down onto Matu. E-Blade as well from 9. 33 wants to try and jump this with the X well, but not quite able to stand in range to get the stun onto Zai. Now 33's in trouble. He jumped up straight into a Hex play. He'll Yule's up. Blink's still on cooldown for a couple of seconds, and that's too long. He can't escape this, as 33 will fall a second time.
He's dead for such a long time. Yeah, 115 seconds. No Mars. He feels like he's been doing so much in the fight. That snowball was actually very sick. I feel like the fight would have been an absolute disaster if he did that little miniature save off to buy time for Skiter to come back and reset. Skiter actually did a nice move when he did respawn. Immediately spider legs and runs to where 9 is positioned. YapzOr jumps directly up to the fight. The rest of he bailed at his buddy.
Trying to at least push them back here with doubles. Nisha, oh, 9 though. Him with the X-Ball on tonight. Over for the side, they're going to move him with the Wraith King. Skiter trying to find his target, but Matu's just charging straight in on tonight. 9 goes down. Hero Rider trying to bring down the Timberman. The BKB's coming to an end. Matu scanning his ground. He's relying on that light. The Aghanim shot. Himself right. Scanning his Grimstroke crashing down. He'll take down Skiter once. Skiter held in an Astral, trying to find space for Matu to escape, but it's not enough. Matu will fall to the damage of Biver. Nisha and Puppey on the retreat. 9 ball back for this one. They tried and chased. They found themselves Nisha. Silence down. They're in on top of him. Nisha will fall. This time the buyback's coming out from Mudgolems and paying off as they push back Secret. Nisha's down for 90 seconds. No buyback either available on the OD here. We'll see if Mudgolems are able to do anything with that in mind. At the least they'll try and force out any of the potential buybacks from Secret. But the only one, of course, that is there is that of MATUMBAMAN.
Secret getting maybe a little bit overzealous because they saw, you know, Mars for such a long time, probably thinking they could keep going. But yeah, 9, the really effective buyback there. Matu, I mean, he was holding his ground there pretty decently with all that lifesteal, but just a little bit too much.
Yeah, once sort of a bash comes into play onto him, and he can't just keep that constant flurry of hits coming out, and the lifesteal obviously not doing anything at that stage when he's been disabled. Then he still falls pretty quickly to the hard hits off Skiter. Skiter 9 there into the pit. And this Roche, it's going to be theirs. 2 for Secret still down. We're going to have to use the buyback to hold on to the Bloodseeker, but still a big objective to take it by Mudgolems. The refresher shard ready to go as well.
Yeah, I mean, the refresher shard now for 9. If he does want to take it, that's pretty huge. Double snowballing.
Falling to the Radiant.
Immortality!
To take it himself. They're gonna give it to 33, maybe feeling like his is a little bit more impactful at the moment. Actually, never mind. Give me a Skiter. Okay. Double Abyssal, double BKB.
Yep. And you like this as well from Skiter. We see with the blink upgrade, he's opted for the swift blink for that extra hitting percentage.
Sure. I mean, it's much better on like your right-clicking carries than the strength blink because it doesn't really. The strength blink just provides you a big damage chunk. This one is going to provide you actually hitting and everything. Yeah, I'm cool with it.
No, it makes sense because he wants to play with the blink anyway, and as you say, he's
Dire's bottom tower
he's going to
is
upgrade it
under
one
attack.
way or another, and this is definitely one to do as a right kicking core.
And he can have some fun movement speed, right? Swift blink plus spider legs, and just going
he's
600, 700 movement speed zooming around to break that move speed limit. So
No, it's
could actually have some fun potential.
He might, he's going to be able to keep up with the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely let him stick on those targets when they pop the BKB, right? Like Nisha, we've seen a couple times now in this game. BKB's popped, he can't run away. Now he definitely is not going to be able to zoom in on him.
See, Matu, he's going to want to spend his gold. He's got 7k gold right now, and you know, he still has a Quelling Blade here in 49 minutes. So he'll want to be able to get out and do a bit of shopping when he can.
I think he's deciding what he really wanted to buy because the MKB was seen on the Wraith King from earlier. So I think he's switching it. He wants the Scotty, prevent some of that life steal, and just be able to stick on BKB targets himself. Just even tankier. All he really needs to do is survive. His damage is already there.
Radiant are scanning.
Bounty!
Got it.
Waiting until everything's back up. There, the arena drop down.
How's our levels looking? Got a lot of 25s coming into place, of course. Also, all approaching.
Regeneration!
See that? I think he may have changed his mind again. That was a blink just picked up by MATUMBAMAN.
Okay.
Into that spot. Of course, you know, we're favorable now that you can have those 3 different upgrades for it, and he is, of course, playing with an ODs. Always the chance that that blink may just save his life if defensively Ash.
Yeah, and he's, you know, playing versus like the Wraith King and, you know, the Mars. Sometimes maybe a telegraphed ability that he might be able to dodge.
Yeah.
That works too. Lets him save up his gold for the buyback, and then upgraded blink, he's got to shoot up. Dominance of the map while they do have this Aegis. We've got 2 minutes left on it, keeping the farm going. Puppey keeps sending out his illusion to scout things out.
I mean, how hard is it for Mudgolems to try and break this high? Is there sort of something that they do need to wait for on one of their heroes, or?
It's just still scary because a lot of these fights, I feel like they've killed Nisha before he's able to do much of anything. I feel like when you're bringing the action to Secret in that type of positioning, then Nisha is going to be able to actually do something. That could actually make the fights more difficult, a lot more difficult. Just high ground pushes in general, especially versus Ravage, versus all these big fights. It's something you don't want to, you know, you make one mistake, you might just...
Skiter! Linked up to the cliff to go for the deep warding here. I mean, fortunately enough for him, Secret are pretty scared. They know that there's likely to be a lot behind them. There is. They won't poke any further.
They're waiting. They're just waiting for Aegis to go away. How long do we have on these buybacks as well, too? 300 gold needed. Just wondering if maybe...
Radiant are scanning.
Has spawned as well here. Glimpse of that.
Hey, they're playing the map perfectly right now, Mudgolems. Keep them trapped in there, keep accruing that lead. Came down from that negative 3k that it was before the rush.
Skiter, DD, but as you say, the time being less than a minute on that Aegis. Likely to be able to do anything with it now. There's Secret. Saw before they kept a pretty good timing of that and quick move when it came to an end. They might make some sort of action try and happen outside of their base. See how happy they are to keep themselves held up on the high ground. they do want to try and make moves outside.
Is now reclaimed, so let's say they punch, they will. They're going to smoke as soon as the waves get into a relatively near position for them to go. It's going to be obvious very quickly that they are smoked. Just hitting bottom. Let's see how Mudgolems react. He has a read. Biver seems to know that this smoke is happening over. They're recalling, getting a
He'll go for Biver, and they best just leave him for it. The rest of Mudgolems around it. 33. Just hidden enough behind the trees to not give away his TP out. Biver going down there. I mean, as you say, you know, that it looked like they knew it was coming. They wanted to make sure that they didn't lose anything more than the support. They didn't.
He wanted to get the gap, but just got jumped a little too quickly from Matu into the Blink plus Abyssal.
We're getting close to that magical time.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be one of those games where we pass the 60th minute. Some of those, maybe some of those new items hit.
Earlier we ended at what, 57 or 58 or something like that. We were getting really close to it.
And this one could be it. I don't want to jinx it, but I don't see this game ending in 5 minutes the way these teams are playing. Both being very careful. Skiter, he's in. Look, the BKB is going to turn the restaurant to Skiter, but can they really get in on this?
He has to back up. There's no mana, no health on Matu. I don't think they want to jump into the enemy side of the map.
Bounty!
In those situations. So much gold. I mean, I just clicked on Puppey. I hadn't clicked on Puppey in a couple minutes.
I mean, they're all pretty rich this game, yeah? Sharing the money.
Nobody below 10,000.
Refresher orb done on Zai.
Bounty!
Double ravages will be there.
Double timeless relic ravages as well.
Yeah, that's
some pretty long stun durations on hitting everybody.
26 having that 20 cooldown reduction talent. Frequently. Big coming out from Mudgolems. Skiter pop himself a moon shard.
Sure.
Radiant.
They have so much control. I mean, I just keep like Fata has this like hex. They're building into another one. It looks like.
Yeah,
too.
33. Yeah.
I think it was 33.
Yep. Yeah. It's getting to that point of the game where we're going to see a lot of big items coming out from both teams. Both teams just
Puppey. That's the decision. Okay, he's gonna look to protect his buddies. He's gonna get himself a full Lincolns, throw it onto either Matumba or Nisha, prevent those hexes, prevent those abyssal blades, and kind of guard them a bit.
Now,
and they also have YapzOr with them.
Do we have any
double Lincolns on the supports?
Any Lincolns on the side of Mudgolems?
I don't believe so. Not that I saw. Hey, that could be huge. That absolutely could be huge.
The abyssal
thrown on the cores.
Skiter. Buffed up. We really want to jump in on this now. Try.
Matu has a DD right now, so they have this ward. We'll pick it up quickly.
Skiter. Whoa. Look at the illusions.
Almost blinked into an Aether Remnant.
Here. Really close. He obviously feels very strong.
I gotta say, I actually like this Axe Shard on Puppey. He's pushing out waves. Like that's how he's so far in this game. They actually just been like he walks by and just it's 16-second duration that the vortex hit. So he just leaves it.
Dire are scanning.
Nice actually.
One thing that's a little surprising to a scrub like me is YapzOr's choice on the level 25 talent. What?
I was thinking the same thing. I think it's just he wanted to have extra damage because I think in one of the situations he was able to get on 9, and 9 can be a bit fragile. Okay. I think that might have been just why. If he can go for like Fata or 9, he actually deals a decent amount of damage. You can mess with the fight, but seems like a very YapzOr thing.
How about Mudgolems smoked up? Secret. And hidden. Stroke of Fate will show that this 9 is around. Guys waiting in the trees with those 2 Ravages ready to pop.
Radiant are scanning.
Jump
to get the wraparound.
They're wrapping around pretty deep here. Quite successfully, Mudgolems. Are they going to be able to get the jump across? They look towards Magical. Magic quick with the blink up to the high ground. Skiter's heavily chased. He's in with the Abyssal. On top of him. The arena's going to be dropped down over the side of the back.
Radiant's
Being
bottom
focused,
tower
Skiter's looking for a
is
target. He's going to look to try and jump it back over the Hex is back up. Skiter getting hexed yet again. Blast pushing back both YapzOr and Puppey. The Banish is there, holding him, hunting him up. Does give space for the rest of Mudgolems to focus down on the side. Trying to find they'll take down the time. Skiter finishes him off with a crit. And that is Zai dead for 2 minutes. Zai actually just 200 gold,
Radiant's
just
top tower
only
is
slightly
under
short of
attack.
buyback on the money.
Do they have any towers that are getting low? No, top is not quite low enough either. YapzOr, he's looking for maybe something to get him any type of gold. But it looks like they're going to back away. Roche does respond, so they're going to settle with that.
They need it. That was a very expensive fight then from Mudgolems.
Radiant's top tower is
4
under
buybacks
attack.
being used to try and punch back a Secret. Bottom lane. YapzOr. The two of them lock him down. Doesn't look like it. He's into the trees and they got him. It did it. The tower did it. YapzOr's TP's cancelled. And he's going to be right around here by the 3 of them. Got a jump. But again, the Will-O-Wisp down. Doesn't have to step back up, but they'll chase him down to the low ground. YapzOr, he's out of the game. The space was there for them to finish with that Roshan. I believe what was that? Was that Skiter taking the Agnum's blessing? So they're going to have the Wraith forms. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, it was, yeah. He picked it up, so they're going to have that reincarnation for the team on the next team fight. And they're going to need it, because the next fight, when their heroes go down, if Secret's able to get the kills, that's it for them. No buybacks. That axe could make all the difference here if Mudgolems want to try and push for the end whilst the 2 of them are down. Zai has now got money back up for the buyback though, and so does YapzOr. So the full 5 defense will be there from Secret. We'll see how hard Mudgolems want to try and poke those buybacks out.
Zai, Nisha, and YapzOr both all they can let Monty get caught. He's the one who doesn't have his buyout. He has this mirror shield though, which is going to be all these missiles and all these quick stuns that we did see catch him off guard in the last time.
Yeah, did we get any other of the tier 5 neutrals coming out yet?
That's all I saw so far.
Okay.
Pirate hat now for 9.
I was going to say, Mudgolems are going to want to start hitting these camps. Giant Ring. That could be pretty nice for 33. He's massive. My goodness.
That's the coolest item, honestly.
He's a chunky boy.
What a bounty!
I mean, that has to be the best item. It just looks awesome, and it does a lot.
It's intimidating.
It's crazy. So there's the mirror shield.
Look
they
at
get
him
one
go.
as well for themselves, and a seer stone for the side. Secret. I mean, that's a nice little map hack and cast range bonus, at least for Nisha.
Yeah.
Not really the greatest one, in particular for him.
All right. I mean, overall, well, yes, with Secret still with two items to find. I mean, is there anything that would be really nice for them to? What are you sort of hoping for in the tier 5s if you?
Ooh. That's a good question, actually.
I feel like Apex is always
Radiant
good.
Apex is okay.
You know what I mean? You always have to find an Apex.
Apex, I really like Ex Machina.
That's true. Who's got some of the most active items to play with that?
Maybe, I think Matu might. But he definitely needs the Mirror Shield. I don't know. I think Mirror Shield's pretty up there. That's a really good item to protect him from the into. And that might be the best one, honestly. Because it's really all about just him getting chained and disabled. That's how he died last time. He was chain stunned. So this might be able to prevent that chain stun. Look at that Seer. Look at that scan coming out there. Seer Stone from the side of the Radiant. Sees all of Secret at the base. And it's got a reduced cooldown too, right? Because he has Octarine, so it's 52 seconds that he's at Veal 800 of the map in 5 seconds.
Wait, they gave the Giants Ring to Skiter.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's terrifying.
I mean, it's
bow before the king falls.
You give movement speed too. That item is
double damage.
Why do you give movement speed? It's a ring. With this ring, I move faster.
That makes sense, you know. Don't question the law.
It makes me bigger and faster. Wait a minute.
Force boots.
Now also. Okay.
It's always a nice one. It still has the self-dispel run.
It does. That's actually true. I mean, now he can get rid of
the boot slot.
And now he can get rid of boots.
Yeah.
So he can zoom around. Maybe that's a better one for him. and they get the mirror shield over to Nisha.
The zoomer with the zoom in.
Yeah.
150 movement speed in this dispel. And yeah, you know, hey, he's got Rupture, right? It's, you know, it's not really been an incredibly important pillar to this game, but maybe, you know, Rupture with the old Force.
Oh, that's true. Maybe in Flood. Okay, all right.
Seer Stone.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, Seer Stone on YapzOr is really nice.
Are scanning.
The range that you can jump to now with the step.
So the Seer Stone doesn't really show, I guess, like a thing on the map. We just see a reveal, right? Because there's no actually like purple circle. I feel like that's something I kind of need, because if they're spamming it, and I'm having a tough time keeping track of where they're using this thing.
Wait, how can you see what they use?
So I turned fog, you know, I switched to fog.
You're using
I
the
can
fog.
see the purple circle. Kind of tough to keep track of that.
4 minutes in, that's what starts to happen. Those bounties being dug up by Biver, he's doing his part, making the money for the squad, making sure that pretty much when the buybacks come back available, they're going to have the money for it. I mean, how are we looking on the timings? It has slowed down a little bit. They're probably going to have their buybacks still all available against.
Yeah, it looks like Mudgolems was being safe. Even when they had Aegis, they were like, you know what?
Yep.
The heroes that Secret has left on buyback are more. So we used everybody. They still had 3+ heroes with buyback. So they're playing it real safe. Just waiting to get the gold with buyback timers.
And how many hexes do Mudgolems have right now?
For my coffin.
I counted at least 2, right?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So they do have considerable amounts of combo with that soul bomb. No, it's just the one, right?
No, they have the 2. Oh no, sorry, 33 didn't end up buying it.
Wait, you're dropped?
It's just the Coddle, and I guess
it's late.
is filled in Torn. Oh, that one.
He's close to having. I mean, both teams, they're playing super careful. I mean, understandably.
For my coffin.
We're in that area of the game where one move can go wrong. Rapier, why not get rid of that Monkey King bar?
Oh, hell yeah.
Who wants that? Rapier, we need that. There we go.
How are our levels now? Everyone is 25, right? And we've got some 26, we've got 2 30s.
I mean,
no.
That's got to be pretty terrifying, right? A giant ring Wraith King with a Rapier.
At least you'll know exactly
when that comes running at you.
I mean, that's so quick. Dude, it's way to path over any turn. It's literally just spider legs, but permanently with more. Just absolutely.
Yeah, this Wraith King. It's just too much. I think it's too much. Look at him.
Buybacks are ready. And he's going to have time always to do this Fresher Shard and stuff too. Like, he's got tough for Secret in these fights. But the double Ravage, you know, that can always just delete heroes instantly at the right jump. Same thing with Nisha. He's getting to that point where he's also getting to deletion of heroes too. And more luxury gold for Puppey. A nice little E-Blade to protect people. All right, these fights are going to be tough.
Yeah. The
recalls, all right, they got to read of where Matu's going.
Radiant's turret has been killed. Radiant's middle tower
I mean, he's gone.
attack.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's this Wraith King. He's very spooky. You can't go out when he's wandering about. Wraith King will kill you very quickly.
2 of them just control, stun, abyssal, hex.
See ya.
Always going to be able to get the control. And even of course the blinding light, which is stun at this point.
Oh, what is this? 18 minutes slower than the patch average. Oh, terrible.
Which item?
Let's just get the Rapier stack. Come on. They put the Wraith Ball from that Aghanim's with the Wraith King to buy himself sometimes. Still get the spells out. 33. Bring us down. Overwatch Nisha. But now he's slowed down. Skiter on the BKB turns everyone's Puppey, but Puppey's up in the early on. He comes back down. The hits are there from Skiter and 33 to take down the AA. Skiter jumping over to the side, looks towards YapzOr. The steps there. YapzOr gets away.
By YapzOr trying to scout out where Fata went, but Fata's already engaged. Huge double Ravage, double Sanity steps on
out of nowhere.
Everyone. And also, this one may have... I couldn't tell if this actually did save Nisha, but Puppey, after he got Astraled, he instantly turned and E-bladed Nisha when they were focusing, and Nisha was able to disengage it. It kills Puppey. That might have been a save by Puppey underneath, because they full disengaged their way. Crazy fight.
We'll catch it here on the replay. Coming in as they were,
Puppey
and then Zai, boom. Straight up, opens the fight with a 3-man Ravage. Nisha's there to follow things up.
Catches pretty much everybody. And yeah, we see, this is what I was talking about. Puppey gets put under, and then we see Nisha's getting focus fired, and he instantly turns. Yeah, that point actually protect each other pretty nicely.
And we're back in the action. Roche is up. And
Skeletons want Roche.
they're looking towards it. Secret do have the numbers, though. 4 against the 3 of the Mudgolems right now. Still gotta be careful.
Look at Skiter. Look what he can do around the pit. It's so cool. Like the giant, he's just like, oh, I just walk over into the pit. Yeah, I'll just step over this cliff right here.
No king.
And he's got money pretty much for the backup rapier and buyback. So he can start getting that prepared in the base. Octarine done for Zai.
Okay.
So that cooldown, of course, along with the talent, is going to be brought right down for his Ravages.
90 seconds. Okay, that's pretty frequent.
I mean, that's every life right now, isn't it? With the levels they have. I'm going to have
it.
Every respawn, of course.
Another Linken's now. Matu felt like he needed his own to protect his life, as constant single target disables are starting to get on his nerves. 70 minutes.
Bounty.
Bounty's worth only 180 each.
Of course, is Biver still digging away? Who's manning the pirates out? No, Fata.
It was Fata
For the twins.
He's digging very fast, immediately as soon as it's left.
Oh, absolutely. So much gold for the team. I mean, that in itself, probably one of the ways starting to see 13k. A good amount of that is going to be from the bounties being dug up constantly.
Radiant
Yeah, Zai is the only one in the game without buyback at the Scan is up on the high ground.
Matu.
Hit the secret. Matu. YapzOr. The Radiant Seer Stone used. Matu.
Oh!
The Rabbit.
He's going to catch the 2 of them. They're starting to Skiter. Refresher pop from Zai as well in preparation for a second one if the fight does continue. Skiter tells everyone to turn around. He's in on top of them, but he has to contact to hold back the Wraith kick. Spear comes into play, but Matu they get the kill. Matu's free. He's running across. He's on the BKB backup. Steps over one Nisha, but Nisha never blink away. Puppey's not there to do so. The big crit comes out for Skiter, and now he's over towards Matu. Matu's getting beaten down by the Wraith. Skiter picks up the double kill. He's looking over one side. He's trying to chase, but another restaurant from Nisha comes out, holding Skiter in position. Biver fighting like this. Holding Nisha, having struggled now. Yours onto Skiter, but Skiter comes back down. Nisha, he'll fall. Triple kill for Skiter, and he's not done yet. Cover with the bastion onto YapzOr. Jumping up behind him into similar with the giant string. He just steps up there, Skiter, and cleans up a 4th. Ultra kill from Skiter as now they can go straight into the pit. 3 heroes down Secret without their buyback.
I mean, this Wraith he's pretty much acting as the whole team by himself. He is killing everybody on his own. All of Secret is trying to bring down this raid boss, and they just can't. They get him the once, he gets the refresher start off. They can't go for him the second time. Even with the buyback coming out from Matu, even from the resets. This Wraithing is just...
Oh, he's going to have to take a pause after that. He's like, ooh, guys, give me a second.
Yeah, he's literally just... He's able to hold his ground and just always hit a target. They can't dance away from him because he's so mobile with this Giant's Ring and Swift Blink always getting him in position. It's tough. I think Nisha, with the double sanities, I want to say that most of that damage was BKBs. It was into the Wraith King BKB as well as the Grimstroke BKB.
Yeah, we'll see it here on the replay. I mean, Zai starting things off, giving them a chance to sort of check out the situation, see how they want to continue the fight. And then just
it's tough. Like, Matu's BKB wears out, and he immediately has to just kind of bail. And we see those sanities, yeah, both.
They're on the lane now. They're going to get a good amount of damage done here. They're going to look towards the tier 4 potentially. They're still pretty down. Here's a TD. End of the game of casual. 16,000 gold in the back here, Skiter. And then down Nisha. He'll go down. No buyback on him. As they will have to bow before the king. GG is called. As Mudgolems bring themselves game 2. And only just game 2 here, the best of 3. changing it to 1-1 now between the two of them. A 72-minute spectacle between the two teams. At the end of it all, though, these late game items came out from